Another really decent earning week for Anvil Logistics this week, but again, not a penny of it came via the Courier Exchange. Good morning everybody, it's David here, or Dave, from Anvil Logistics, and it's Monday morning. It is the 6th of March. We're just about to set off to head down to another week of multi-dropping. I've done my checks on the vehicle, which we all should do. I've checked my tyres, my oil, my water, my lights, everything's okay. And we're just about to leave Taylor Mansions, which you're looking at the moment on the bottom of the screen. And we're going now to head what would normally be a 35-minute drive, but of course it's rush hour, it's Monday morning, and it's going to take just over an hour. I'll still be there early, which is rather optimistic of me because they never get me away until at least 9:30. But you know, God loves a tryer, and we do keep trying, don't we? But it's going to be a full week of the multi-drop. What will happen at the end of the week is, I would presume, that will be my last day on this. Now, they have told me that they will still have quite regular work for me. Sometimes, maybe, if I want it, some half days on the multi-drop, or same day deliveries, ADR. Obviously, I prefer same day deliveries ADR. Now, this company is a national company, in so much as that they've got branches around the UK. And the same day work would only really ever be in the northwest. But they know the rates I want for ADR work, and they know my minimum. So I'm quite happy to do things like that for them. I would like some long runs, obviously, but I won't get them off these because they've got obviously other branches. But I won't turn work down if they give it to me, and of course I'll be probably dipping my toes more into the CX because I didn't use the CX at all last week. Although they did put the work through the CX platform for me, I didn't get the work off the CX, did I? And carrying on long term, they want to make me what's called an approved contractor for them, which means that everything will go direct and I will invoice them direct. I've got to do something similar to when you register for that trusted with them. You know, upload all my documentation and everything like that. Proof of addresses and proof of goods in transit cover, liability insurance, vehicle insurance, ADR license, driving license, and then I become an approved contractor, and every time I do a job they give me a purchase order number which I invoice for. So that's what will happen with them moving forward, they've told me. But for the benefit of this next week, they're going to put anything that I do, which will just simply be this multi-drop because I'm on it all week, through the CX platform so I can invoice it that way. So that's what will happen. I'll keep in touch throughout the week. I don't suppose it's not worth doing unless something comes up interesting. It's just basically multi-dropping, you know, anywhere between, I'm finding now, 18 to 24, 25. But realistically, when you're doing the run I'm doing, which includes central Manchester, you can't get as many drops done, but they know this. But they do tend to put sometimes 24, 25 drops on the van, but don't expect me to clear them all. It's basically a case of do your best, and then what's left gets prioritised the next day. Whether that's an exercise for them to satisfy their head office about how many things are going out each day, I don't know. But they don't put you under any pressure themselves. You feel the pressure yourself when you see all them drops. But they don't. They're not bothered. You know, just do what you can. I think they understand. If you're doing the centre of Manchester, for example, I had a delivery near Deansgate in Manchester, which was easy to get to. It was to a bar, and again it was the old gas canister things for the soft drink dispensers. And then the next one was at the Arndale Centre, which the goods in entrances off Shude Hill. There's that many roadworks, one-way streets. The City of Manchester Council seem to do the best to make vehicles not come in the centre. That it was 2 miles, it took me 55 minutes to get to it. Now I know Manchester really well because years ago I was a taxi driver in Manchester. So you can't get through, it's just impossible to do it fast. And then when you get into the underground loading areas for the Arndale Centre, which is a massive shopping centre in the middle of town, you've got to get in, you've got to drive around it on a one-way system, find the bay that's for your customer. It doesn't end there, you've got to put all your stuff onto the loading bay, put your trolley up, walk round, put it all on your trolley, walk your trolley to the lifts, get your lift to the appropriate floor, and then walk down what seems like endless corridors to the back door of the business that you're going to. In this case, it was a burger chain. It wasn't McDonald's though, but I'm not going to say. And you know, you've got to ring the bell, then you've got to take it in, then they've got to sign for it. Then you've got to make your way back to the van. So the whole process takes ages. So anything in the centre of Manchester just adds massive time onto your day. I reckon I could do 25, 30 drops a day if I didn't have the city centre to deal with. But they know it, and they don't put you under any pressure. Anyway, I'm on my way in. If anything of interest comes up, I shall let you know, but pretty much this is what the week is going to look like. I hope everyone else has a great week, and I'll catch up with you later in this bid. Morning everybody, it's Dave here, Anvil Logistics. It's Tuesday morning, the 7th of March. Anvil Logistics, the DHL, Hermes, UPS rivaling multinational worldwide logistics company. However, it is run by a buffoon. And you know why it's run by a buffoon? Because here I am driving to work, if you want to call it work. Gonna do my multi-drop run. And I'm driving in my slippers. I've only just realised I've got my slippers on. Now the person I blame for this really is my wife. Because, like most grown men, I obviously am afraid of her. And she doesn't like me wandering about the house in my boots. So my boots are kept outside in a kind of plastic cupboard, if you like. And normally she leaves before me, so I put my boots on and then I go back in the house and wander about, make my flask, etc. But she didn't leave before me today, so I didn't put my boots on. I've done everything else, made my flask, got in the van, and here I am driving off, and I've just realised I'm driving in my slippers because I'm a knob. Luckily for me, I do have a spare pair of not boots but safety trainers in the van. So when I get to where I'm going, I'm going to park in the corner of the yard so no one can see me and slip them on, because I don't want them knowing what a complete and utter knobhead I am. Oh, not the best start to the day today, but at least I'm breathing. Never mind. Carry on. Don't tell anyone about this, will you?
You know, it's not easy being the managing director of a multinational global transport company. So to get away from all the pressures and strains, how do we relax? Well, I relax by restringing my favourite guitar. This is my baby. I've got many guitars, but this one is my favourite. This is a Faith Blood Moon. It's not the most expensive guitar I own, but it is my favourite. And she's getting treated to a new set of strings tonight. Some Elixir Nanowebs for a brighter, long-lasting sound. Now really, I suppose this should be a sponsored channel, shouldn't it, for music, but it isn't. This is how I relax, and everybody needs to relax somehow. And I get more pleasure stringing my guitars because that's how sad I am. And this one is the one I generally gig with, and we've got a wedding gig coming up at the end of the month. So I'm treating some new strings that are going to get nicely bedded in by the time the gig starts. And then I'm going to get all ready for my multi-drop run tomorrow. Never mind. Oh, she's ready. Shall we give her a spin? She's ready.
Hi everybody, it's Wednesday evening and it's quite late. It's actually 23 minutes past 5 and I'm still doing the old multi-drop today. I don't have to. I could have left these last one that I've got off, but again, personal pride, I like to get everything delivered if I can. They were perfectly happy when I rang up before, because I said to them that if I went to Glossop, which was where this is for, then I wouldn't get some others delivered, because by the time I've got to Glossop and back again, it is quite a long way off route. I'd not make the 5 o'clock deliveries for the others, and they just simply said, well, leave the Glossop and bring that back, which is very tempting, but they're paying me really well for this run. They're exceptionally well, and I know that I can deliver this one in Glossop because it's for a fast food chain. It's the gases and the Coca-Cola syrups, so they're going to be open, so they'll be able to take delivery. So I've decided to do this as my last drop, which will mean that I won't reach Glossop. I'm currently driving in Manchester, East Manchester at the moment, not far from Man City's ground, and I won't reach Glossop till 6ish. By the time I've offloaded, say 15 minutes, not long, I'm going to get home around 7, which is, you know, a longer day. I didn't start till 9, so let's have it right, it's not too dramatic. And so you could say, what, a 10-hour day? But, I mean, I've worked for 10 hours or more on the Courier Exchange and not got anything like approaching the money I'm getting for this day. So, fair's fair. Most days I'm done and dusted for about 4 to half past, having started at 9. So, today it means that I'll get this delivered. Because what will happen is, if I bring this back in the morning, it will be rerouted either on my van or another van. Now, the weather forecast for tomorrow is for snow. We've got away with it up here in the northwest so far, but they have forecasted snow. And Glossop, when it gets snow, it gets snow. It's not the easiest place to get to anyway. It's quite elevated, and it might not be able to get through, and that means that the poor people of Glossop will not be able to have Coke with their burger, will they? We can't have that. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to get it delivered and do it, and it means I get a bit back late. I don't get any more money for it, and I probably don't get any better thought of for it, but I get better thought of by me, and that's what matters. So when I come in tomorrow, everything's been delivered. I've done the collections that I was having to collect. They'll be going to the network and distributed around the country wherever they're going, and I'll be off with a clean slate. Tomorrow is Coke Day. Thursday is the big day for the Coca-Cola deliveries. Nobody likes Coke Day, and it means that there'll be a lot of in and out of shopping centres, cinemas, places like that, delivering the gas and these syrups. It's all bloody heavy as well. I tell you something, I must have improved my fitness over the last 2 weeks, humping and shumping out for things I hump about. but my trousers don't seem to be telling me that message. But never mind. I'd say another thing as well. When you do go to these places, they always offer you something to eat, and I've not actually taken them up on that, which is very good of me. But when you deliver, they'll say, "Do you want something to eat? Are you okay? Do you want a drink?" They're very nice, but I've always said no. No, you're okay. You're okay. There is one of the chains that I deliver to that I've never actually sampled their wares. I don't really want to say names, but if you imagine you had several blokes, you didn't have 3 of them, you didn't have 4 of them, and you didn't have 6 of them, so you'd have the one in the middle, and it was blokes. I'll let you figure that out yourself. I've never sampled their wares, and they're supposed to be really nice burgers, and they've always said, "Do you want something? Do you want a burger? Do you want, you know?" And I've always said, "No, you're all right." Well, partly because I'm always rushing about, but maybe I will sample one of these days next time they offer it me, just to see what they're like, just out of curiosity really, because this is a chain that seems to have taken off quite a bit in the last few years, and I've never ever used or tried their products, although sometimes if you look at me you might think I've tried everybody's. But no, it must be me glands, eh? That's what they all say. No, I am a greedy guy. Anyway, so I'll get back a bit later tonight. I've got 2 days left on this run, Thursday, Friday, and after that I don't know. I've got a sneaky feeling they may ask me to go on for a bit longer, because I don't think they've actually replaced the driver who I'm covering at the moment, because obviously they have to have an ADR driver for this particular route. So if they do, I'm going to do it, because as much as it's not the most enjoyable thing in the world to do, it is really good money, and I'm seeing people struggling on the CX at the moment, and in the chat groups and everything that I'm in, there's people saying about the pence per mile is ridiculously low, and they're not getting backloads back from places, so they pay, you know, they're not getting a great price to go somewhere at a distance, and then they're not even getting back. Now, for a couple of friends of mine have told me prices they have put in to come back, and we're talking long wheelbase vans at 60, 70 pence a mile to come back. Suicidal really, but they're not getting it. So that's just a joke, isn't it? So I think I'm better off doing this for the time being and stay off the CX for a little bit longer, because it's just brutal out there on the CX. I mean, it's not the CX itself's fault, is it? It's the market, it's the way it's gone. And the market has been driven by ridiculous people bidding stupidly low prices. So what that means, it takes ages to recover back, doesn't it? So stop bidding low, stand by your guns everybody. If we all bid normal prices, that would just be the market price. I know that will never happen, but we're not doing ourselves any favour, are we, drivers, bidding so low? And I know why we're doing it. We're doing it because we're panicking, because we want a job. But if we all stood our guns, it might be a bit easier. Well, it's easy for me to say, sat here on a well-paid multi-drop run, I know. And obviously, it won't be long before I'm thrown back into the lion's den myself. Although they have said they can give me some regular work anyway. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I've bored you long enough, and I'll probably speak to you again on Friday. Hi everybody, it is Thursday afternoon, it's 3:30, and today has been a busy day on the multi-drop, but a frustrating day. The only consolation is that the so-called really bad weather that we were due to get never materialised. It's just mainly rained. It tried to snow, but mainly rain, so that's not a problem. But it's highlights the problems with multi-drops. You get that many drops on, and today is the dreaded day. It's the Coca-Cola day, so you're delivering the Coca-Cola products all over the place, and some of the places you're delivering to are proper awkward to get to, really awkward to get to, in terms of it's not just a quick in and out. You go into the shopping centres, and these are big shopping centres like the Trafford Centre and the Arndale Centre, and it's 45 minutes of time getting unloaded there.
And then to add to frustration today, I've had one delivery refused because it was an administration office, so it's obviously been sent to them in error because it was a parcel containing some acids. So that's been refused. And then I got refused at Manchester Airport, again delivering the Coca-Colas, but obviously you cannot go in to the airport terminal yourself swanning about delivering things. You have to take them to the freight terminal, and a company on the freight terminal, they do the deliveries inside the airport itself. I got there at 2:30 and they wouldn't take it off me. Said no, it has to be here before 2, but there was nothing on my notes to say that. So these will be going back in the morning with me as well, and no doubt I'll have to re-deliver them tomorrow. And that was one of the easier Coca-Cola deliveries. So it's frustrating. It cabbages your head. And again, I've got 24 on today, and quite frankly, I haven't got a dogs of getting them all done. I have just done number 16, and it's 3:30, and I'm 20 minutes away from my next drop, which should be relatively simple. It's just one box to a business, so that should be easy. But then I've got another 20-25 minutes to the next drop after that, and then I'm running out of time. Most of the businesses will be shut, so they were optimistic putting this on me today. If they got me out a bit earlier, it would be helpful, but I didn't get out till 9:45. So you can only do what you can do, and let there be no doubt, I do give it 100%. But it does frustrate me, this. It's great money, don't get me wrong, it's great money, but it's so frustrating indeed. Still Thursday, and I'm out late again. And this time, again, I'm a fool to myself, I know, but I got telephoned by the head office of the company that I'm working for to say they've been chased up for a delivery. And it's actually to a house address, this one. I was going to go home because I'd got everything done that I could. The rest of the businesses were closed. And this one, the guy's been ringing up during the day asking about his delivery. I've got about 4 items on the van for him. I think he might be a builder. But I'm going to his house address to deliver the goods, and it's late. But I've agreed to do it for him because I'm too soft. And they do pay me well for it, so to keep in their good books. And this is their head office, so she's promised she'll tell the Manchester office what a good egg I am. But it's in Glossop again, and as you can see, it says on the sat nav, unusually heavy traffic on your route, and they're not kidding. I'm actually only 3 miles away from the house, but to get down to Glossop, you go down the A57 towards the Woodhead Path, and everybody has no choice but to go this way. So here I am, and it's started to snow again, but it's a bit bitty snow, but up here in Glossop, sometimes it can get a bit grim, and they have forecast heavier snow through the night tonight. So I thought, if I don't take this up now, I might have to take it up tomorrow, and I'll probably never get here, so I'm doing it. So I'll be late back again tonight. Be another 6 hours. It'll be a 9.5 hour day. Good pay, but frustrating, because if I could get out a bit earlier, then I could have boxed this off earlier on. But that's the way it goes. So there you go. This is what multi-dropping is like. And this is not proper it's not grown-up multi-dropping like those parcel guys from UPS and FedEx and all that, and Amazon do, where they're doing 60 to 70, but it's in a very condensed area. But today I had 24, and I will have completed 22, and 2 have been refused. So I think that's pretty damn good going. Not stopped, not broke or anything like that. I've just kept plodding on, and then just dipped my hand into my sandwiches
as I've been going round. So they're getting a full day out of me. I'm not shirking. I know I do get a lot of money for this, compared to what, perhaps other guys might be getting. And it's not forever anyway. They wouldn't be able to keep me on this rate. This is to obviously help them out of a hole. But, I'm good for it. I'm doing well for them. I'm making sure I can do everything to the best of my ability. But tomorrow is the last day on this run, but I've still got a sneaky feeling it won't be. But it's still grim on the CX, isn't it? So I'll take it while it's going. So that's done. But as you can see, the snow's building up now. Glossop does tend to cop for it. When it snows, it does tend to get it. And there's a bit of a hill to climb further up that I came down. These, I'm going to try and stick to the more well-used roads till I get back to the main A57. Because it's coming down and sticking now. Probably won't be by the time I get back down to where I live. Hopefully. Put the blowers on. But there you go. Above and beyond. Above and beyond. Anvil Logistics. Good morning. It's Friday morning. Got back from Glossop alright. Woke up this morning to blankets of snow everywhere. So I left early to get to work because thought I'd have to be digging out the van, because we live at the bottom of a hill and the only way out of where I live is up that hill, and normally the vehicles don't make it. And I'd seen some of the neighbours struggling and giving up and going back in, and unbelievably, after a little bit of digging just to move the van to get some forward traction, it sailed up the hill. So who needs a 4x4 when you can have a Citroen Relay front wheel drive, but admittedly with new tyres at the front, and I think they helped. So I've ended up getting into work early today, so I'm just waiting to be loaded, and this would be my last day on the Multidrop, but they've asked me to do another week, which I'm going to do because the money's great. And as much as I moan and whinge about it, because the money's good, I'm going to build up a cushion. So nothing further to report really. I've got another day of this. They're expecting failed deliveries today, simply because of the bad weather, more up in Oldham area and the northern parts of where I deliver. So I'll deliver what I can and then we'll take it from there. I hope you all have a great weekend this weekend. I hope you've all earned some money. I know the CX is bad at the moment. I've not bid on a job on the CX now getting on for 3 weeks, because I've been doing this, and this is so well paid I've not needed to. But I hope that it starts to pick up soon for everybody. At the end of the day, the people who dictate the prices on the CX are us, aren't we? We're the ones who bid for the work. If we bid too low, if you're a shipper, you're going to take that bid, aren't you? So bear that in mind, everybody. Try and bid a realistic price to suit you. Give us a thumbs up, please. Helps the videos get out. If you've got any questions about anything, then put them in the comments. Put in the comments how you've got on as well this week, especially those of you working mainly on the CX. Let us know what it's like, what the prices are like. And if you want to, please subscribe to the channel. Help the channel get out a bit further. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you next week.